Today, tomorrow, and in the future, we must have a full-fledged effort of all black brothers and sisters throughout the United States, and especially here in Portland, to never again look back, never stop, and never worry, but to stand up for and gain the freedom, the rights, and the justice Brother Martin Luther King died for. How many more blacks brothers must die before we will stand up and move forward to obtain the rights to live as decent human beings and not as sophisticated slaves? We must now, regardless of our individual differences in outlook and approach, we must unite ourselves around the points where we come together. We must create for ourselves not only awareness of existing factors which determine the courses of our lives, but we must further examine the causes and thereby work towards a solution to our problem by any means necessary. We must be willing, as Brother Martin Luther King was, to advance our cause through any means necessary if our cause is justified. If pressure is used as a controlling force, we must be ready to employ pressure to bring about change, for there will be no tomorrow without a today.
Dr. Martin Luther King has certainly done more to advance the cause of civil rights than any human being. It is ironic, both ironic and terribly sad, that the world's greatest pacifist since Mahatma Gandhi should succumb to violence, should succumb to the bullet of the assassin. I fervently hope that those inclined toward violence in the streets of America will respond to his martyrdom. This can best be done in the long summer ahead by hewing to the path that he followed, the path of amity and brotherhood between races and men.
I trust that the American people will rededicate themselves to the principle for which he stood, the equality for all of human beings across America. I hope it will not be used as an excuse for radical extremists, either white or black, to take additional steps of violence. There has been too much violence already in our land.
I was stunned, as most good Americans were, all through the country, and I'm sure that he will be missed and that we will never recuperate from one of the greatest, the death of one of the greatest men who proposed nonviolence in our time. This seems like a wonderful opportunity to memorialize Dr. King, the leaders of our country, by putting forth nonviolence and working to change the inequities that have been done some of the black Americans. We know that what Dr. King stood for. We know that he changed the whole setup of the South and their thinking, and that people have viewed black people of this country with dignity since Dr. King's movement. We're hoping that this summer, instead of putting a lot of effort in trying to squash the riots after they get started, that leaders of our community will go to the heart of the causes and the trouble that starts riots and try to bring them to an end.
Why were the saints saints? Because they were cheerful when it was difficult to be cheerful, patient when it was difficult to be patient, and because they pushed on when they wanted to stand still, and kept silent when they wanted to talk, and were agreeable when they wanted to be disagreeable. That was all. It was quite simple, and always will be. Let us sing the next hymn. On Tuesday, all 112 schools of the Portland School District will be closed until 11 a.m. in the morning in tribute to a great American. We have called Atlanta today, and we have found that the national services for Dr. King will be apparent or on the media here in Portland at 7:30 in the morning, but all 112 of our schools will join in this tribute. On Monday, all schools will be open, including Jefferson. For those who attend, there will be adequate supervision, and I know in my heart that every parent in this city and every parent in this room will share the responsibility to see that Jefferson on Monday will be a tribute to Dr. King in the conduct of its affairs. Thank you.
The reasons that we are renaming the school, because we feel that he has done something for not only the Negroes but for the world that is very important, and we want to do something in memoriam of him that will last for a long time, that won't disappear in just a little while. The reasons why we would like the name of the school changed because King stood for nonviolence, and we feel that if we change the name of the school to his name, that what he has done, people will respect the school more, and parents will want to help, like in raising money funds. They will help give more money to the school. No school in the area will be built in quite a while that might be named after him. We feel that our name has no specific meaning, and that if we change the name of it, that it will mean something. The reason why we arrived at this point, or the steps we've taken so far, was a meeting at the school board last Monday morning. And it was brought up simultaneously by our student council executive board that we should do this. For we have, all of us, I have a great feeling for Dr. King and for what he has done for us. We took a petition to the principal, the teachers, and the students on Monday and Tuesday and had them signed. And most of the people were all for it. I say 99% of the people were all for the deal. And Wednesday morning, we met with Mrs. Reiki of the executive board of the school. And then Thursday, we had a meeting with Mr. Niller, who we talked with over the problem of publicity. Today, this morning, we had a meeting with Mr. Vaughn, Dr. Vaughn of the Oregon Historical Society, and he's the chairman of the school names committee for the school board. We talked to him this morning, and he felt that what we were doing was a very good idea, and that he will back us all the way. Plans we would like to present to the Portland community is a full-scale drive that we will begin on Monday, April the 15th. We will go get signatures from all of the Highland students and signatures from the neighborhood community. And we will have an open meeting of the Student Council on Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the school auditorium of Highland on April the 19th. And on Monday, April the 22nd, we will present the petitions that we've made up to the Board of Education for their approval. And we hope to have the name of the school changed, approved by them. If approved, we hope to have a ceremony early in May with a memorial plaque of Dr. King, followed by a celebration by our school.
Why do you think that renaming Highland School for Dr. King would be a more fitting memorial for the community to give to him than any other of the suggestions that have been made?
We feel that if the school, well, like they might name a park after Dr. King. We feel that a school, which these days are very important, will have more importance to the matter than naming a park after him.